yo, listen up. You want to hear this? The point of us even talking about cancel culture in the first place is not to establish a law about cancel culture. It is to hope to educate people on the good and the bad.
Yes, to have a conversation.
Yeah, exactly. Have a conversation, and that conversation is now meant to evoke change.
If someone is canceling R. Kelly, then how? I don't think it's one person's job to speak for others.
This is why I disagree. I think it is actually good that they pressured Spotify to cancel R. Kelly.
Honestly, we should get cancelled for this shit.
Oh my god,
Peter, I'm cancelling you.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Afro Journal podcast. I am vibing. It's a smooth, good vibe kind of day.
Rhythm
feel me?
Smooth vibe.
Are you feeling that jazz? Are you feeling that Afro beat?
Yes, sir.
One time for the boys. Welcome back to the Afro Journal podcast. It's your host, Peter and Kechukin Chibuzo Aliogo, King Kong.
King. I was about to be like, wow, my guy Chuma extremely simple today. He said host. Captain with King Kong.
I had to edit. I had to edit with something. A little bit of spice.
Just following that same train of thought is your Godzilla. Chisom, Ejike, Jeremiah, Okafor.
And following with that is the girl who Godzilla, I think, captured. Caught, yeah. It's your girl, Bole Tasty Vancouver.
Ooh.
Oh,
welcome back, man. Welcome back.
Whoa.
How you guys feeling?
Feeling good.
Yeah,
I know we're back at this online kind of thing.
This ugly
Retro
shit.
vibes are back.
If you guys watched previous episode, you know that we were all together previously at the wedding, which was really good. Congratulations to the newlywed.
Yeah, honestly, true love wins, man.
Facts,
man. Love is in the air. Oh, man.
And we have a very special episode today, like always.
Always.
Like always. But before we get into that, let's just explain the proverb for last week. So the proverb for last week was, sugarcane is sweetest as its joints. Basically what it means is that if you've ever cut a sugarcane before, you know that the hardest part, but the sweetest part of the sugarcane is the joints, basically. It's very difficult to chew. But the metaphoric explanation for that is, basically good and sweet things of life may appear difficult to achieve, but in the end, it's all worth it. So keep grinding, keep fighting, and you get the sweetest, and the best things out of life.
I love that.
Yeah.
Kate Peter coming through with that explanation, coming through with the wisdom.
Facts.
Yeah.
All right. How was the weekend, guys?
It was lit.
It was lit.
Yeah.
It was honestly, it was. First of all, shout out to you guys. Like, you guys are good vibes. Man. I just realized how much I miss you people. It's like, when you've been away from people for a long time, you kind of get used to it. Yeah. But then when you now come together again, I'm just like, damn, man, I miss these guys.
The energy. It's kind of like, when you feel a little bit hesitant. When you're like going on like an online date and you're meeting in person for the first time.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know what the vibes are gonna be like. I'm not really sure. But honestly, the vibes. But we all know each other from school, so it's not like the first time I meet you. But it's been a long time because of COVID.
It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while.
The only thing the only complaint I'll have is that we're sleeping on the same bed and she's
God,
kicking my feet. This guy was touching me on the bed. He was acting sauce.
First of all, Peter is a nagging wife. That's what he is. Like, I'm very sorry to whoever this guy marries. Just small. If the tip of my hair touches Peter, he'll start shouting. I'm just like, my G. First of all, we're sharing a full-size bed. This bed is not big for only me. It's not big enough for only me. So obviously, I'm going to touch you every now and then.
This guy likes touching me. I don't know why. I'm not the one that's doing the touching. Think about that. I'm not the one that's doing the touching.
First of all,
I'm staying on my side. This guy is out there trying to touch me, man. What the hell?
I'm not trying to touch you, my guy.
He'll tell like put his knees, put his legs. I'm like, bro, why are you touching me, man? You see his hand. His hand is basically almost close to my face. I was like, God, what are you doing, man?
I'll just say I need my space. That's all I say.
Yeah, we're making mad
and
noise.
I'm not used to, the last person I slept with long term, I think that sounds wrong, but the last person I slept with on the same bed long term was Chiba, my brother. So I'm used to battling with another guy on the bed. You know, Chiba literally when he sleeps, his leg literally just on me, wah, hand, wah, and that guy is heavy. You know? So I'm literally like waking up in the middle of the night as if a tree fell on me, and I'm like, God help me. So I'm used to, you know, like hustling and fighting for my space. So maybe, you know, Peter, I know you're not used to that energy, you know, and I apologize. But you're a nagging wife.
Okay. How about you, Bola? How was your weekend?
My weekend was so good. You know, if you watched last week's episode, I was a little upset at the beginning because Quarantine Bay found a new bay. But you know, just happiness.
She doesn't want to say.
You know what?
She doesn't want to say it.
You know what?
We'll say it for her. We'll say it for her. So it was kind of like climaxing, you know, to this, you know, what do you call it, reception, or basically us going to this wedding, right? Because the quarantine's big girlfriend was going to be there, right? So we were like, oh, like, is she going to be finer than Bola? Is she going to be all this? You know, is she going to be that?
All these childish things, honestly.
So when Bola finally met eye to eye with the babe, Bola was like, I got this. No hard feelings. I'm done.
Bola said
I'm all set.
Bola said she got nothing on me.
Yes.
So Bola's ego was a little bit, you know.
It was hot.
You know, it was a little bit mended. It was a little bit mended.
She was like, Loki, like, quarantine babe, man, you missed out.
Back.
You missed
That's
out.
okay.
Oh man. And then she, you know.
And then after we got drunk at the reception.
We did.
We got late at the reception, man.
First of all, you guys got drunk. Me, you know me, team sober. Sober energy. Always, all day, every day.
I'm sober throughout the year, just once a year.
Just once a year.
Just once a year, I'm not sober.
Once a year. Okay. We'll let them know at the end of the year. I mean, Peter gets drunk.
I mean, this is my first time this year, so I'll say I'm
true.
I'm
Actually, yeah.
That's good.
You're pretty good. Oh man, but honestly, overall though, it was also dope seeing the people.
Yeah,
you know,
all my old friends, you know.
I haven't seen them in what, like two years
Since 2019 for me.
Since 2019, so it was good running into people again. Even though I wasn't able to see everybody, honestly, because it was just a very short space of time, you know. But we moved, Sha. The wedding all in all, though. The wedding all in all.
We're gonna have the new, you know, husband. You know what I mean? We're gonna have him on the podcast.
The new okay, bet.
We're gonna have him on the podcast soon.
Bet.
Check it.
Give us some vibes. I say some vibes, some advice on how to find love.
Facts, man. How to secure the bag.
These are the pure vibes.
Mm-hmm.
I'll call it pure vibes. Not good vibes, pure vibes.
Pure vibes, facts.
Oh,
and the guy did it right. Let's be honest with ourselves. The guy did it right. Did everything that you dream of doing, especially in, you know, for yourself. What you hope to accomplish with your wife next to you. Yeah, they have a really good and strong foundation in that relationship.
That's nice.
Like what the odds from college? Like college relationship was actually blossoming into marriage. And from the looks of things from them, like, it's not like all these typical marriages where, like, okay, the next 2 years we're talking divorce. Like, we know that they are going to last. We know they are going to last.
You know, like, there's a right way and wrong way of doing things. You know how boss used to try to use Google Translator to
to speak Spanish.
The guy's wife is Spanish. You know what I mean? So he had to speak to his wife's parents and family.
Yeah.
Right? If you see the way the guy was speaking Spanish on the wedding, bro,
the Spanish was rolling out, man. I was like, to ojo, swing, win, win.
I was just like, wow, this is how you do it right. You're not using Google Translate or anything. You feel me? I was speaking directly to the family, so which was very cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the newlywed.
Yeah, like the emotions, everything was just running, man. When Carol wedded, she was just like, yo, this is my man. So when they were like, huh?
Are we name dropping?
I mean, if they're going to be on the episode.
So, both of them?
I don't know. I mean, you're the one that said it, so
I said the husband. I know about the husband. I don't know about, you know.
No worry. I think they'll be fine. When you marry someone, I'm pretty sure you'll be proud to tell everyone to know that that's your own.
I know,
now.
but it's personal. But they could have different instances, different, you know, preference on that.
Mm-hmm.
But we move on from that.
We move. But
can we get into this week's episode now? Yes or no?
Peter is such an interviewer.
I'm just checking you guys. How's your vibes feeling? Because, you know, I mean, the weekend was nice.
The weekend was good, you know.
Let's get into this.
We met
week's
some
episode.
fine men. Things happen.
Oh yeah.
Things happen.
We can't. Let's just break that down real quick.
If you know,
Bole
you
has
know.
Bole has a new category of bay now. It's called wedding bay. You feel me? So she
Wedding bay.
she
If
has-
you know, you know.
Yeah,
You know, you know.
if you know, you know. She has a new category called wedding bay.
If you know, you know.
How girl summer's not over.
Ah. Meg.
Bole
It's
is
sweet in the face
Bole
of.
is really a savage. That's all I have to say. He's really a savage.
Honestly, though.
Me, I couldn't even do that. I'll just run out.
Honestly, even me, I'm just like, yo, I'll literally run away.
I run away, man. I was like, nah, this is not the space for me, man.
This is a proper savagery right here. Maybe we'll break it down like episode 60. Oh man, but yeah, we can move into today's actual topic since Peter is eager about that one.
All right.
You know.
All right, today's actual topic. We're going to be breaking down our feelings, pros and cons, or neutral opinions about cancel culture. You feeling me?
Yeah.
So basically, Twitter. We're going to break down Twitter. And all the hot takes on
Is it
Twitter.
just Twitter?
Huh? I mean,
It's just Twitter.
It's Twitter and YouTube. Those are the two platforms I know that people could get cancelled from. I don't know about Reddit.
Instagram as well.
Instagram a little bit, yeah.
I don't think you can really get cancelled on Instagram. I mean, you can put your account on private. That's how you know you got cancelled, right?
No, but being cancelled is not like people just like put you on blast.
Just
and
rejecting
stop,
you, basically.
But Instagram,
stop messing with you.
But Instagram, like if you're cancelled, right? You can put your account on private and no comments. But like
You can do it on Twitter
You
as
can do
well.
that on Twitter.
no, but on Twitter it's like everyone knows. You know what I mean? You know how on Instagram you have to go into someone's account to see what they're doing on. On Twitter, they don't even need to at you. They don't need to go on your account. They can just blast you there.
They just blast you.
Right.
Yeah.
And same for YouTube. YouTube can just post about you and just be talking trash. That's why I feel that Twitter and YouTube are kind of
Yeah. I mean, normally, like put pages like the Shade Room,
Hollywood Unlocked. Yeah.
Spiritual
Oh, okay,
World,
okay.
all these places. They be posting
Yeah.
people. Like there was this guy. Peter, I showed you the guy that, but I don't know if you heard about this guy. There was this guy that married a white woman, and they did a slavery-themed proposal.
Oh, yes.
Slavery-themed proposal.
Well, just imagine
but-
a black guy kneeling down, his white wife
Jay.
standing up, and she's quoting Shakespeare or something. I'm just like-
Having some slavery lines. I'm just like,
Slavery
bro,
lines,
like
bro.
something about like coming out from the ashes. The guy's in slavery clothing. She's in those 1800 or is it
It was
1600
like
clothing?
In the out,
You know.
she was like outside. He was a slave, but now he's in
Yeah.
the house. A
Nah,
free
so-
man.
Oh, hell no.
I mean,
Mad.
let's not call him a nigga. The black boy actually sat down for that shoot.
And allowed it to happen.
I allowed it to happen. I was just like, whoa.
This is why Dr. Omar.
My mom would slap me.
This is why Dr. Omar says that, what do you call it? What's it called? Is it white pandemic? He has a word for
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the
white
word.
bunny something. It's like it's like white bunny phobia or something like that.
Wait, what does it mean? Is it like they
It's
just
like
go along with whatever?
like
Like,
they are basically obsessed with white women, right?
oh
I
my
see.
god,
Like
yeah.
white woman disease. It's like white woman disease. Like Dr. Omar knows how to say, man. Ah, man. That
Yeah,
guy-
I mean, cause
that guy's
I mean,
lines
don't
are
worry.
catchy.
When you whoever is it, this is they just find the clip, put it.
White bunny crisis. I think that's what it's called.
Why bunny crisis?
Yes. Oh gosh, man.
Because I mean, obviously, it was the white girl's idea.
Yeah.
It wasn't really that the black guy is not going to stop and be like, babe,
Honestly-
you want to do
honestly-
a slavery themed.
Honestly,
You think a black person will be like, we'll actually offer up that idea, like, for our proposal, I want it to
bro,
be
you know
slavery
some
themed.
some black men be moving mad. They'll be like so expressive. They're like, oh my god, I think we should do this because so many people were against us dating. You feel me? But because of the history of America, I feel that we should do this. As
Even the way you're talking right now, you sound like a woman.
that is highly sexist, by the way. That is highly sexist. Right? But low key true.
Oh man, I'm willing to put money that it was the white girl's idea.
Oh,
Is
definitely.
what I'm saying. She brought it up to the guy, and the guy was like, you know what?
Mumu.
We move. Let's do it. They say happy wife, happy what? Like
Happy wife, happy life.
marriage. Oh, happy marriage. Okay, happy life. Okay.
happy life. So the guy was like, let me make her happy by doing this slavery theme thing.
All right. So that's one of the examples
Rubbish.
of cancel culture. The guy got blasted.
The
Well,
guy
like-
got blasted, man. The guy had to literally private his accounts,
Dumb-
go off.
Dumbass nigga.
Yeah, but you guys know about Derek Jackson.
Who's that?
I was trying to structure.
Oh,
it.
the
Derek
preacher
Jackson,
or whatever.
the preacher guy, the
Yeah.
guy that was always preaching pure relationship
Oh.
that ended up
And then
Oh.
cheated
that brought
on
his wife on with the bonnet, helmet of salvation, all that. You guys
The
know
one
the
that
whole
he
story.
cheated on his wife, right? But he's always
Yeah.
said that like never to cheat on like cheaters
Yeah.
like so
Yeah.
unforgivable basically. He was like
Pretty much,
I've
this
seen
guy's
it,
like
yeah.
a dating coach.
Yeah.
He's a dating coach
They're all
that
dating
gives
coaches, bro. All dating coaches.
a dating coaches. He's a dating coach that gives advice to women on how to find out, like, you know, like the red flags in men, you know, like calling men out for being trash, all these things, saying that men are boys nowadays, we're not ready to man up, we're not ready to take responsibility, trash it. You know, guys that cheat as just scums of the earth, all that rubbish, right? Tell me why this guy went and cheated multiple times on his wife, and then they found out. I mean, I'm sure most people know this story. They found out, but the guy brought his wife on to try and save his name.
That shit was
He
crazy.
even
And you
just
just see, and like
made
it
it
was
worse.
like multiple videos of his wife, not just one.
Yeah,
And the wife
Yeah.
got dragged too. Like,
his wife got dragged. And to me, I was just sad because I was like, damn, like she's first of all, she was the one that got cheated on,
yeah.
and now
Just to help him save
you know
face.
that's to help him save face. She's now
getting
part
her-
of the whole
getting her
whole
ass,
wahala.
her ass moved.
Oh my god. Damn.
All right. So that's another example. So what I was going to talk. So what do you guys think about TV? What do you think is the positive of cancel culture? Because it happens for a reason. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So do you think it's good? Do you guys think it's bad? I mean, what's the positive? Because I have an example of what positive about it. I mean, you get called out. Basically, it's freedom of speech, and you get, you know, if you feel that publicly that you did something wrong, that is obvious, I feel that you should get called out for it and reprimanded. You know what I mean? Because of like the justice system can be flawed. You know what I mean? So it's not as if I promote jungle justice, but sometimes you need to be checked. You feel me? Like if it's clearly obvious that like R. Kelly was peeing on a teenage girl, like come on, you need to get cancelled. You feel me? Like the video evidence is there, everything is clear. That's what I see about, and obviously the Me Too thing also, the Me Too movement also helps with that because of it gives people voices, you know, in masses to be able to, you know, call out people of power.
Yeah. I think cancel culture is a form of, should I say, activism, which is good. You know, like you're trying to fight for the voiceless. You know, the little guys, all of that. Like, and we know how the system works. Most of the time, if you have money, you're probably going to be fine. You know, like we've seen it so many times in so many situations. But the cancel culture is now like, well, like if we can't trust the justice, if we can't trust that justice will be served, at least we can take away a few things from them. Which to me,
you know?
exactly, like court of public opinion.
Yeah.
Which to me in that scenario is fine. You know, like that idea of it, you know, where they're like trying to make sure that at least is known that this guy messed up or this person messed up, and if you continue to support him, at least know what you're supporting. To me that would be the ideal cancel culture. That's not necessarily how it actually happens.
Of course.
That's not necessarily how it actually happens.
We can go straight to the negative, but I want to talk about the positive first. You feel me? So, Bola, do you feel the same way?
I think it's an opportunity for people to educate themselves, like going through these different situations. I guess an example would be like this whole like the baby situation right now, right?
Yeah.
Where whatever he said at the concert towards, you know, the LGBTQIA community, and that was an uproar. There's so many like different examples, but just taking that moment and like not being quick to, you know, say anything back, like how he did, you know, you could tell his response wasn't sincere. He really didn't care.
I will tell you right now, for people like the baby, cancel culture doesn't work. Like there are just some niggas who cancel culture doesn't work. They don't give a flying F. And people will still support them. You know, their fans will still support them.
100%.
So that's just the way it is.
Yeah, but like hopefully he can use this, everything that has happened, and take that like as an opportunity to grow and, you know, educate himself on the topic at hand, so he's not put back in a situation like that or making the same mistakes.
Yeah, I think from now on he was just going to keep like his own homophobic comments to himself. But low key, I still think that he might just, you know, slip it out one or few times.
He'll be fine.
Let's be honest. That nigga came from a certain, you know, category of, you know, people. So like he's just out here moving, you know,
gallivanting.
Gallivanting, exactly. Niggas like that don't give a shit. You know
so like the baby is I mean, did he just release a song with Tory Lanez after?
Yeah, after
apparently he
shot
released a song with
Megan
Megan Thee Stallion or something like I know, like he had a collab with Megan, they were cool. Then he went collab with Tory Lanez, supposedly bringing
On
Tory
stage.
out of
cancelled.
like on canceling Tory, because
Yeah.
Tory too was cancelled for a while,
Yeah,
right? Because he apparently shot Megan.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Wait, was it ever proved that he did?
It's still in law.
it's
It's still in.
still,
It's
yeah.
still in.
It's still
No
up in
one
the air.
really
Okay,
knows
so
yet.
I guess I'll say apparently.
Well,
He
I think
apparently
it's still
shot
in law.
Megan.
It's still in
Yeah.
the courts.
Yeah. So he apparently shot Megan, and obviously, court of public opinion, most people are on Megan's side. So they're like,
Yeah.
you cancel Tory, cancel Tory, cancel
Yeah.
Tory. And the baby that was released a song with this guy, you know, like, and I don't remember what the song is, but apparently even the lyrics are sketchy. Like, I don't remember what the song was, though.
haven't
Like,
listened to it.
so yeah, I haven't
neither.
listened to it, honestly. But if you know, I beg, let us know in the comments what you think about that situation. But I don't know, to me, okay, I mean, we're still on the positive, right? So we're still on the positive of
Yeah.
cancel culture. Yeah, I think there's room for cancel culture in the world, though.
Yes.
In terms of positives, you know, like the idea, because I'll always fight for the little man as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm always looking to be fair in the way it is, and I guess we can transition into the negatives, because I think we're
I mean, because
we're
of,
lucky ready for that
because
one.
of the truth that court of public justice is an imperfect, it's short-sighted and imperfect, basically. It's
Short-sighted
basically
is the word.
short-sighted.
Short-sighted is the word.
Yeah, so like
that's really what it is.
because of like it's basically the amount of information that you get and how many people are able to see that specific amount of information. You feel me? Because like just imagine like in context, like let's say you killed a person, right?
Yep.
But like they don't understand that like they don't see the video of you killing that person, but they
Yeah.
don't see the part where it was actually caused by self-defense. You be cancelled.
Yeah.
But the court of public opinion says that, oh, you killed that person, but in reality it was because of self-defense. So I feel that
Yeah.
that is why we have this justice system, and innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
Because of like it can be so easy for the public to just turn on you because of misinformation spreads like wildfire. We all know this.
Facts.
So I feel that is one of the bad things about cancel culture, because you can get the information wrong. You feel me?
Yeah.
So that is my opinion about that.
I think another downside to it is also kind of the fact that people expect you to cancel who they've cancelled as well.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
You know, it's like okay, like someone does something, cancel the person, fine. But if I'm not canceling the person, I'm also a villain.
Yeah,
I'm like, bro,
you're also
like
promoting the
yeah. Yeah, I'm like, we all have our rights, you know. You're allowed to hate who you want to hate. I won't infringe on that.
Yeah.
Like, I might try to convince you that you're wrong, but I'm not going to be like, oh my god, you're a terrible person for hating this person, because I'm sure you have your reason, you have your moral compass.
Yeah.
It is what
I
it
mean,
is.
the perfect example of this is Chris Brown. You know what I mean? Like Chris Brown has been cancelled by so many people. You
Yeah.
feel me? But a lot of people still listen to his songs.
Yeah.
You
The
feel me?
same
And-
people who
Right.
canceled him still
Yeah,
listen to
Yeah,
his
that's the
songs.
thing though. Like,
Yeah.
and people are also very insincere with their counseling, because they will
Yeah.
cancel in public and go in the background and be doing
Yeah.
rubbish.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just like, at that point, you're just trying to look good.
Yeah, which is low-key why I don't believe in this concept of cancel culture, because like we're saying, people pick and choose who they want to cancel, when they want to cancel them. Like be consistent.
Exactly.
If you're canceling somebody, be consistent in that and stay to
Yeah.
your word. Like don't go and be playing both sides.
Yeah, exactly. Like, who was this guy? Oh, wait, what's his name? Josie Smollett. Was he cancelled?
He
was cancelled.
Yeah.
He was cancelled, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, but they remember
but-
they cancelled the officers. Or
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
actually, not officers.
no, sure, white people.
They cancelled white people. Exactly, they
White
cancelled white people.
Yeah.
But like, when in reality, the guy was out here faking with 2 Nigerian men. You know what I mean? So it was just like,
You know, and I won't lie to you, I look it jumped on. I did jump on it because me,
Yeah,
the way
I
I
did
am,
jump on it too.
I'm generally not quick to like be like, oh my god,
Yeah.
like cancel this person, do this, do that. But in my head, I was already thinking, damn, these white people have come again.
Yeah.
You know, they are coming here to start moving mad. They've come to
Low-key.
assault another black man for no reason.
I was like, I'm the kind of person like, oh, if it's true, that's mad. But I was
Yeah.
like, until I see like some actual
Some evidence. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then like
It's not same.
A day after, they already like started questioning the guy's story. You know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah.
this nigga lied, bro, for sure. This nigga lied. It's like, was it not in like Philadelphia or something, or a place like that?
I don't remember.
It's probably Philly. I don't know, somewhere.
Somewhere,
Yeah.
like,
Or is it Chicago?
If you listen to, I think it was Chicago, somewhere, one of these, main cities. But like, if you listen to Dave Chappelle's special, it's hilarious. He was basically saying that, like, I'm pretty sure that, like, at night, there's not going to be two white guys who are carrying, rope in the city, and shouting the N-word around, like, a specific place. Like, they will get fucked up. The odds of that is like so low. You might you're more likely to get that done by a black person than
a white
person do that to you. So it was just kind of funny. Like
I mean, but the guy's an actor because he could act though. Like when he was, even though the story wasn't matching up, his acting was pretty good.
Yeah.
Tears, everything. But but the bottom line, back to the topic of itself, like with cancel culture, it's just the downside of like.
Can I just
so what is it?
I was looking triggered though that the substance were Nigerian. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was looking triggered. I was like, why?
The almighty.
Why do we have to be part of this shit?
They're chasing the money, bro. They're chasing the money.
Paid them well, Sha.
He paid. I think he paid them right. They're his bodybuilders or something.
Yeah.
They were his traders. Oh man.
Just imagine your body to that job, nigga. You fucking black nigga, go back to your home.
My guy, you guy coming with the hard R.
Trump 2020. Trump 2020.
Oh man, yo. But what do you guys think about like when it comes to holding celebrities accountable though? Because like, do you think there's room for that where like we actually hold them accountable to a certain standard because they're celebrities?
I think it's stupid to expect someone to hold to a certain standard except they're in a public position, like in a governmental position where there's set rules of you know what I mean, agreements for you to accomplish that task. You know what I mean? But if you're a celebrity, let them live their life. Let them fuck up the way they want to fuck up. You know what I mean? As something you're actually committing a crime or like something against the law, then obviously you could be criticized against that. But like if someone is cheating, like that's not against the law. Go cheat. You feel me? If someone is smoking Igbo, go smoke Igbo. You know what I mean? If someone is getting a tattoo, if someone is stripping down naked or whatever, like it's an orgy. Like that person is not meant to be your moralistic. You know what I mean? High ground for you to you can't admire celebrities. You should admire their talents, what they are able to produce, but not not as a person, not their individual selves. Basically, that's what I personally believe.
Yeah, I feel like people
because they are flawed.
Exactly, they get hung up on their lives and what they're doing and who they're trying to be, and it's like, how does this person affect your life? Like, why are you so invested in what they're doing? Like, focus on you. They literally don't know you. They have nothing to do with you. Like, that shouldn't affect how you live your life or who. I don't know. Sure. It just it doesn't make sense. I feel like
celebrity worship is stupid to me.
Yeah.
Even though I look to do it, but it's too stupid.
But to an extent, like, it gets kind of crazy.
I mean, to me, I think there's room for it. When it comes to holding people accountable, I don't think it's completely stupid. I think there's the dumb side of it. But when I think about holding celebrities accountable, to me, it depends on the message you put out there, right? Someone like Beyonce complains a lot about people expecting her to be a certain way or doing certain things, and she's just like, bro, like, I just signed up to be a singer.
Yeah.
Like, leave my personal life alone. I don't want to put my whole life out there. And to me, that's where it's like, yeah, you people should leave this woman the way. Don't expect her to be exactly who you painted her to be in her head. But someone like Derek Jackson, who has made a living from apparently calling people out on certain behavior, portraying a certain lifestyle for yourself, and then behind closed doors you're moving mad. To me, we need to hold you accountable because you profited from this thing.
I feel that is true, but this is where me and you differ in terms of holding people accountable. Like, I think that if you're taking someone's for advice, people are flawed. They can say that stop smoking, but they're smokers themselves. You know what I mean? So that I'm trying to say that, like, you should understand that advice is only advice. Like, you shouldn't like take that person's word for who they are, basically. You know what I mean?
It depends. Like, that's what they tell you though,
like,
right?
To me, like anyone online I see, I think that I always have like that, like, oh, I shouldn't be taking them too seriously, or like I shouldn't take that whole word for it. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah, like, we shouldn't treat these people as gods or perfect beings, right? And I agree with that too. Like, take the advice, take what
Like,
they're
always
saying,
have doubt.
and then go with it. Like, whatever they actually do shouldn't really take away from the content or like the advice that they're trying to say or the message they're trying to pass. Right? That should not affect your life in any way. But
Yep.
being realistic, you know, people that, let's just say, Peter, you told me that, like, if I'm trying to get workout advice from you,
Yeah.
right? I don't know much about working out. I'm trying to get workout advice from you. In my head, you might be telling me the right things, you know, hit the gym, diet, you know, like make sure you focus on progression over time, you know, like 10 reps, you know, calculate your calories, all that jazz. Those might all be right. But if you now told me all that within the context of you've done this yourself and you do this consistently, and all of a sudden one day I see you told me, oh, don't be eating, all of a sudden I come to you and
You see me eating jollof
I
rice.
see you eating rubbish, I see you doing rubbish, your belly is fat,
Eating McDonald's.
you know, I'm like, bro, like, what's happening here? You get me? Like, to me, is I trusted you because I kind of saw,
but like humans,
like I kind of saw the truth in you.
Yeah,
you know, like I saw what I wanted in you.
But humans are extremely flawed. You know what I mean? Like, one day, like, I can be a perfect human being. The next day, I can be completely trash. You know what I
True.
mean?
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, the advice I gave you technically is not wrong. It's the perfect.
Exactly.
That's the actual
what I'm
right
saying. Like,
advice.
it's
But
the right advice.
but for you to hold me to that certain standard, that's why I disagree. So, like, you will know if a what do you call it? The only thing I would say that you might be right of is that if I'm giving you misinformation, like if I'm giving you the wrong advice, you know what I mean, and it causes me harm. That's when I say, okay, like we should hold that person accountable because he's spreading misinformation. But if the information is actually right, regardless of whatever that person does, that information is right at the end of the day. So he's giving you the substantial amount of evidence that is required for you to, you know, take, right?
But I think what the problem now is how do you know that the information is actually right?
So that is the whole combination of
That's the problem, right? Because it's like, oh, like I'm trusting you because I think you've lived through this. I think you've done this. And now I'm seeing a different side to you. So maybe you are just capping, and maybe there was an easier route to this. So maybe everything you told me is a lie.
I mean, it's the same thing for doctors. I mean, doctors are verified. You know what I mean? They have licenses and stuff like that. But they get it wrong. You know, they could get the most basic thing wrong. Like, no one is perfect. That is my whole point. And, like, you have to do your own self-education. You know what I mean? Make sure you're getting the best information before you make a decision. All this kind of... It's self-accountability at the end of the day. That is what I personally believe. You know what I mean? Like... you might be getting the same advice from someone who is a phony and someone who is the extremely righteous person, but the information that I give you still have to verify both. If you're at the end of the day, that is my whole point. Obviously, the person that is more credible, you're willing to listen to it more, right, and take it for granted. But at the end of the day, you should still have that underlying, you know, doubt and mistrust of that kind of information, if that makes sense. That's what I personally would say. But this is my own self-belief. Obviously, I understand in the public eye, if you're, you know, acting a certain way, of course the public should call you out because you're trash. Yeah. You feel me? But me personally, the way I live my life is that I always have a sense of doubt and, you know, hesitation in terms of believing what people tell you and verify it for your own self and see if it's true. Because of you will know to yourself that if it's a lie or the truth if you try to verify it. You know what I mean? That's where I personally see it.
Yeah, I mean, constantly seeking the truth would definitely take you a long way, and knowing that humans will be humans. For example, like in the Christian community, there's this what's his name? What they call them again? Like there's these like people that debate the validation of the Bible, or like the validation of even Jesus dying, you know, rising from the dead, just trying to prove using logic, you know, like they're not trying to use any feelings or like, okay, like kumbaya, like, okay, like God makes me feel, I experience God myself, all that. I'm not saying that's not true, that is true. But why am I blanking right now what they are called? But anyways, if it comes to my mind, I'll let you guys know. But there was this guy, he was very renowned, you know, like in his study of the Bible, in the way he's so smart in articulating his thoughts, you know, in debating people, all that. For years, he even has a whole ministry. He's like a pastor figure. All right, he passed away sometime in 2020 from cancer. And after he passed away, there were now allegations that came out that he's been sexually assaulting some of his workers, some of his this, some of his that, you know. And to me, I'm like, if he were alive, should he be cancelled?
For sure, he should be cancelled.
Yeah.
Because everything else he said technically,
he should be cancelled
like,
because of the act of sexual assault.
The act that he
I mean,
Okay.
if he found out that he didn't believe what he was saying, then like I don't think he should be cancelled. But the act of the sexual assault is why he should be cancelled, not because of you know what I mean.
Okay, so there's room to cancel people depending on what they did.
Yes, I mean, I like if there was a video that found out that like, oh, you know what I mean, he doesn't believe what he's saying, then it's up to the individual. I don't think he should be cancelled for that. You know what I mean? That's a private conversation that, you know, locker room talk, like Trump says. You feel me? But like, I don't think that's a cancelable offense personally to me. Right? But the cancelable offense is because if he was sexually assaulting people during his lifetime.
Yeah. So who do you think should be in control of the canceling? For example, let's bring it back to R. Kelly.
No one should be in control of the canceling. It should be anonymous.
Let me give you an example. Anonymous cancel.
I mean, that's the whole point of Twitter. It's anonymous.
How do you cancel someone anonymously?
No. Like the people who are doing the canceling are anonymous. Like everyone is doing. Like you can't put a face on it. That's what I mean. Is anonymous.
Let me give you an example, right? For example, R. Kelly. People are like, they should cancel him. And what does canceling him looks like? It looks different for different people. Some people are like, just unfollow him. Some people are like, Spotify should take down all his songs. You know, it should not even be available for public consumption anymore. Some people are like, I mean, well, like, we can listen to his songs, but just don't fund them anyway. You know, like, just like people are like on different grades of the canceling spectrum. So what do you think would be appropriate when it comes to canceling, and how should it be orchestrated? Should it be like at the level of like right there where it's like, okay, Spotify, take his shit down. Spotify doesn't do it. Spotify is trash. I mean, or should it be like on a individual level?
I mean, yeah,
whatever he's being canceled for.
Yeah, like
R. Kelly.
Like Chisom, like I mean, what I was trying to say, I think we misunderstood each other. Because you said that who is in charge of the counseling. Well, I was trying to say that like no one is in charge of the counseling. Anyone can join the counseling, so that means it's faceless. But the level of counseling is varied, and you cannot determine that because of there's no systematic way of counseling. There's no set of rules for the process of how to counsel someone. It depends on the company, exactly what they did and how much pressure the public puts on it. You know what I mean? Like look at Trump. Trump has been counseled. Don't you remember when he said, "I grabbed them by the pussy"? Nigga, that is like if any other celebrity said that, cancelled. But Trump, nothing happened to that guy. He still won the presidency, the highest office of the United States of America. But if someone says, if let's say Justin Timberlake or Zac Efron says that I grab girls by the pussy, do you think his career will be over? You feel me? Because of that,
I don't think it will be over.
I don't think it will be over, honestly, because I think canceling is fake.
No, it's very fake.
I don't think
they'll get like
people
a
really
week
cancel.
of where everyone hops on the bandwagon and like says shit, but like after that he'll be fine.
After a while,
I mean, actually, I disagree about that, because look at an example of Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp was cancelled because supposedly he was a wife beater.
Yeah, domestic violence.
Domestic violence, and in actual court, we've seen that like. I mean, the court has not sided with him, but like in actual reality, he was not the one that was even doing the abuse. The girl was just acting mad. What's her name? Amber Heard. You know what I mean? The girl was just moving mad.
I don't really know the story.
Yeah, I know this story. For people who know, it's a very niche kind of story. But like, Pirates of the Caribbean, the fucking drunkard guy. You know, right?
I know the guy. I know him. I know Johnny Depp.
Yeah. So like, he's been cancelled, like actual cancelled. Like he lost his job. He wasn't getting any. This was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He wasn't getting any movie roles. Like he was going broke. Like everything. Then he now sued this girl Amber Heard for misinformation and like what's it called, like putting your name through the dirt. I've forgotten what it's called.
Like what's it?
Defamation.
Defamation of character. So he sued her in the UK and the US, and he sued like her and the son in the UK, and like also doing the same thing in the US. My point is that Johnny Depp, it has actually affected Johnny Depp's money. It do affects people's money. You know what I'm trying to say? I mean, but my thing is that there are certain type of people who cannot get cancelled. That's my whole point. Like it depends on the person. Like Trump can't get cancelled. You know what I mean? Trump can say that I will shoot someone in New York street and no one will do anything. He said that. Trump has said that. Trump has said that I will grab a girl by the pussy and he hasn't been cancelled. Trump has said that literally this girl looks like a fucking cow. He was like, he not made a joke. Well, he was only talking about one specific girl. Like he didn't apologize. You know what I mean? Like
I mean, but
Trump can't get cancelled. But in the case of Trump,
let
me finish. My whole point is that there are different degrees of what can really affect people
That's my whole point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Trump has been accused of rape. Trump has been accused of sexual assault, but he has not been cancelled. You feel me? That's my whole point. Like, it depends on the specific person. It's a whole bunch of things. You can't really determine how someone can get cancelled. There's no system. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
Okay, but in the case of Trump, right, it's kind of different because in this case, canceling Trump would be him not winning presidency. It's not him not, like, his hotels are still going to be functioning. You know, his money is still going to be there. Johnny Depp, his own money is directly tied to his movies, how much people love him, things like that. So in the case of Trump and Johnny Depp, all that is different. So I see what you're saying.
I disagree with that, but you know, we'll move.
But I see what you're saying in the terms of in the sense of like Trump might not be cancelled in the same way Johnny Depp might be cancelled. But what I was asking was, do you think like things like it's kind of like the public putting pressure on Spotify to take down R. Kelly's music? That's really where my question was headed to. We went on a different tangent, right? The public putting pressure on Spotify, be like, yo, like calling Spotify out, like, if you're still playing this guy's music, is bad. Because technically, with the allegations that came out, he is singing about rape. While hearing that, like, some of the girls and some of the lyrics in the songs are referring to people like minors, right? So they are.
I mean, you're making the
claims.
assumptions that they were referring to minors.
Yeah,
that's an assumption.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is this, right? Like, should the cancellation, right, like, or at least the public pressure on all these companies, do you think is valid?
I mean, it depends on the company. The company can choose to validate it or not. I mean, for the thing about R. Kelly, I'm sure they removed all his catalogs.
Peter, do you think it's valid?
No, I don't think it's valid. I don't think a company should do that.
Can you ask your question again?
Okay. When it comes to the case of R. Kelly, let's just be specific with R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Right? We know what happened with the whole minor situation. Right? People are putting people are like, okay, we should cancel R. Kelly. Most people agree with that, right? Cool. Do you think that people putting pressure on Spotify to take down his music from Spotify, right? So you don't even give people the choice to listen or not to listen. Like, that's just done out of the window completely.
Do you think that's right?
Do you think that is valid, or do you think, okay, we're pushing this cancellation too far in that regard? Should it be like, come down to, okay, I am choosing, this is available to me, but I am choosing to listen or not to listen?
I think it's unnecessary.
I personally think that it's only valid if you make it want. If you want to make it valid.
If you're saying that if someone is canceling R. Kelly, then how? I don't think it's one person's job to speak for others in the sense of, you know, pushing Spotify towards removing everything. If you're canceling R. Kelly, just don't listen to his music, period, point blank. Like, why are you still engaging in anything that has to do with him if you're so-called canceling him? If somebody else, you know, believes something different in the situation, then let them be them, you know. Don't involve yourself with that.
This is why I disagree. I think it is actually good that they pressured Spotify to cancel R. Kelly.
Go on.
It's good. I think it's because of it's like a self-correction of itself. It's like basically the public is self-correcting itself. What I mean is that like, technically you cannot force anyone to stop being racist, but it's against the law to be racist. It's kind of like the same thing. It was only a group of few people, you know, and blacks in America that were fighting for equal rights, but the majority of the country did not give a shit. You know what I mean? Oh, should I, you know, should my business be held to that kind of standard that I should not be discriminating against black people, or like should I as a bank have to accept black people's money if I don't want to accept them? Should I, you know, like all those kind of little things, you know what I mean? But in the actual law, I mean, it's good that the blacks pressured them to change those kind of laws because of it was beneficial for the whole country as a whole in terms of unification for it. So I understand, like, you don't need to speak for everyone, right? Or why are you speaking for everyone? But there's sometimes that, you know, if you believe what is right, you have to, you know, fight for that and say that is the betterment of society.
And that's fine. You can fight for that. But where I get like infuriated is like you're picking and choosing who to cancel. If you're going to cancel R. Kelly for what he did, then cancel every other artist who has done either the same thing or somebody else. Chris Brown, Tory Lanez, DaBaby, Kanye West. Like, there's so many people on that list who could also be canceled. What did Kanye West do? Kanye, he's just problematic. He said some shit in the past.
I mean, Kanye West, but like, he's not done like.
Yeah, but okay, and that's another thing. Like, why? How do you vary cancellation?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
why is this person canceled, but this person has done the same thing?
And
I mean, also,
it's also the demographic of the people you're talking to as well. I mean, to us, like in the Christian community, they'll probably want to cancel Cardi B and Mega the Stallion. You know, in the Christian community.
False.
But in the she's on, let me not talk to you. But in the black in the black community, they probably want to cancel Trump. They probably want to cancel, you know, Terry Crews, Ben Shapiro, people like that, you know, like conservatives, right? But like, I mean, that's the whole thing of America. That's the beauty of America. You know, no one has the central power to be able to tell anyone what to do. That's the beauty about the
and that's how I feel about the Spotify situation.
Yeah. So if Spotify wants to listen to those people, they can listen to those people. If they don't want to listen to those people, they don't have to listen to those people. That is what I personally believe. So if the people want to pressure Spotify, let them go and try to pressure Spotify. If Spotify listens to them, then they listen to them. But the thing is that obviously that I think the American system is very balanced in a way that, like, you know, it's 50-50. You know, and people say this and people say that, and that is good. Personally, I don't think there should be unification or peace because of it. It can go left if you're not careful, just like what happened in Germany, you know what I mean, like what happened in the Nazis, because of like a lot of people were not speaking up, we're not having opposing ideas, and all of a sudden they started, you know, putting Jews in camps. You feel me? So it you have to have both sides of disagreement, basically. That's what I personally feel like, or multiple you know, different points of views.
I think I'm with the fact that, like, you can put the pressure, right? Yeah. Like when I was just like, yeah, like, honest, I think it's really fine, because to me that is activism. Like, if you think about it, it's the same as, is low-key the same as, because morals are very subjective, and it really depends on the community that you're in, right? But what we do as a society is try to come up with a set of rules that we all abide in, and we all agree that this is the standard. Same way back in Nigeria, you can marry 10 wives. In America, it's illegal, right?
I don't think it's illegal to be. It's not illegal
in America. You can't marry more than one wife.
Is it true?
Polygamy? I think
it's literally illegal.
Can
I don't.
I'm saying wife. Yes, wife. You can have multiple partners, but you can't have more than one wife. I'm pretty sure
there's a show with a guy with like 7 wives. I don't know. We'll fact check.
Someone verify this. I think it is, right? But let's just assume it is, right? One is right in this society, one is wrong in this society. Who knows which one is actually right? It really depends on what the community decides on, right? So to me, the whole counseling, pressuring companies to do this, pressuring companies to, you know, like during the Black Lives Matter movement, you know, pressuring companies to put up, you know, support, put out statements, put out all these things in support for all of us, I think is okay.
I don't think that's genuine.
That's what I'm saying. Where I now think is bad is like kind of chokeholding them to do it to make you feel good.
Yeah.
But
right, like, wait, let me finish, right? So it's kind of like, if you're demanding something, go to the fundamentals of what you're really looking for. Don't become shallow with it, because I think we really settle for shallow things. That's when pandering comes into play, all this rubbish. Let's just say the baby puts out a statement today, oh, I'm very sorry.
I mean, he literally did that. He put out
he did, right? Cool. Yeah. Put out a statement.
But it was not videos, it was all text. That's
what I'm saying.
I think I was like, he told his company, he does do this shit for me, but I'm tired of all this. That's whatever he wants, man. I don't care.
It's like okay, like he has said his statement, everything is happy and
everyone has moved on.
Everyone is cool. But to me, it's like, what you are really fighting for hasn't really changed, though.
Yeah.
What you're really fighting for hasn't really changed. But so to me, it's now fighting for what really matters. But
is it a must for the baby to change his mind? The baby can still think that.
He can still do whatever
he can still think what he wants to think.
No.
He's allowed to do that.
I don't think it's a must, but to me, it's more like if you're counseling someone, or if you're fighting for something specific, right? If you're fighting for Black lives to matter, don't settle for Zara putting out a statement, we support Black lives, being enough for you. Right,
but that's your own opinion. But that's your own opinion.
That's what matters to me, right?
Yeah.
To me, at that point, you're just fighting for these people to pander to you. You're not really looking for real change.
Okay.
And then to me, at that point, it's just like you just saw someone tweet it, and you're making noise about it.
I mean, a good example would be
retweeting.
A good example would be the black square. You know that black square day that we had?
Exactly.
Yeah. So my point is that I feel that this is why I think the American system is one of the best. Is that you have to put a system in place of where you also account for flaws or people abusing that certain position. You feel me? or people being shallow, or people not being too deep in what they believe. You know what I mean? And I think that's the beauty about the American system. It's very resilient against, you know, bad people and people who try to accumulate certain types of powers. So like you cannot tell, you know, someone to say stop saying the N-word. Like, you know how we always say that, oh, white people can't say the N-word. You can say that white people can't say the N-word, but we all know in reality, if a white person says the N-word and you hit them, you get charged with assault and you go to jail. The white person will go scot-free. You all know that, low key, deep down in our hearts. And to me, do I think the white person saying the N-word is right? No. But do I think that he has the right to say it? Yes, I do think he has the right to say it. He has the right to say whatever the fuck he wants, because that's the set of laws that we have agreed in the United States of America, that no one should have to force you to change what you think. You know what I mean? But obviously, this is when we now come into the complication of what left and right and what we believe in. Like, or like if you're trying to misgender someone, or if you're bullying someone based on their skin color and stuff like that, that could be that is technically a crime. If you'll be obviously it varies from state to state, but these are really important conversations that we should be having. That is the whole point. So like I personally think that like whatever level you be, because different people have different tolerances. Like you said that, like, oh, Zara putting out the statement is not enough. Some people feel that Zara putting out the statement is perfectly what they wanted to accomplish. You feel me? So that's my whole point. Like, you know, you can't really, you know, there's no system in place for cancel culture. The only system that you can see is the legal system, to try to formulate, you know, a process by which you can say someone is actually cancelled. When someone is actually cancelled, that means they are taking rights away from them. They are criminals. You know what I mean? They've been indicted by their crimes. So that's why I look
at think we should actually come up with a system of counseling.
I don't think we should.
I think we should.
Consistent.
It wouldn't be.
It wouldn't be. But I think we can counsel people better, is what I'm saying, right? Like, because the way it is right now, honestly, I think cancel culture is just running wild, and it lost its actual value. Like I said at the start, I think the idea behind it is dope, right? But if you want something to be very effective, you have to make sure that you're using it in the right way. If not, people stop taking you seriously, and even the effect of it reduces.
Do you know
if people are moving mad, I think they should be held accountable.
Do you know what will happen?
Whether by justice or by a public opinion.
Do you know what will happen if you regulate the market?
No, I'm not saying we should regulate the market.
No. I mean, you're putting laws. That's regulating it.
Coming up with a system doesn't mean I'm establishing a law.
I mean, how would you establish laws if you don't come up with rules? As a system, if you don't establish rules,
educate them.
That doesn't make sense. That's not a system, bro.
Wait, hold on. Let me explain. Right, coming up with a system can be, okay, Peter, how do we work on this podcast? It's not a law, right? Like, okay, we wake up, we make sure that you finish work at 5. We're shooting an episode at 8. Make sure your house is clean at 6.
That's a set of rules. You're just naming a set of rules.
Wait, hold on. I'm teaching you a system, but that's not the law.
No. But
I'm not establishing a law.
But the system you're saying is rules, right?
That's not. Yeah, but it's not the
law.
law.
We have it's not a law. It's a set of rules, but we have to agree on those set of rules, right? So basically, those set of rules are the laws of the system.
Are the rules? They are not
rules
the
or laws.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Peter, they're not the same thing, bro. They're not the same thing. That's what I'm trying to say. When I say coming up with a system, you're not forcing people to do what you say, right? But you're educating them on how to do it better. For example, if today we hear that Bole, I don't know, said that
I think we're mixing up what that definition of rules and laws are.
Let me finish what I'm saying. Right. My point with the system thing was, if today we hear that Bole said something mad, I don't want to say, oh, everyone should die anymore. I feel like that's too wild. But if she says something mad, right, and people want to counsel her, people's instincts would be, maybe Peter sends out a tweet, Bole said, oh, everyone should die, this girl is moving mad, drop the Afro Journal podcast. Someone sees that, obviously he takes out, he retweets, he hasn't done any research, nothing, that he moves on. When I now say we should come up with a system, to me it's more like, okay, you've seen something, right? A system to me is now like, okay, how do you now take in that information so that you can make the best decision for yourself?
So basically what you're trying to say, let me give an example. Basically what you're trying to say is like sex education. So it's like, oh, you educate them about sex, but you don't necessarily put a law that say that, oh, when having, sex without the condom is illegal. Is that basically what you're trying to say? But you can tell them that, oh,
put a condom
Something
on
like
when
that.
you're having sex.
Mhm.
To me,
Exactly, something like that.
to me,
Exactly.
that's so ineffective. Do you know why? Because
Why?
people will still people still have sex without condom. So it still doesn't really make, you can educate them, but it really doesn't make that much of a difference.
People, I mean, the point is, people still have sex without a condom, but
Yeah.
people have sex with condom.
Yeah.
And when people will learn the effectiveness of it, whether they have it with or without, is at least is at the back of their mind. They thought about it, just like, I'm still not going to use a condom though. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But if you don't even know that thing, you learnt about sex from your friend in 11th grade. He didn't even talk to you about condoms, so you don't even know that that's an option.
This is personally why I think it's ineffective, because of we understand that like sex education have been taught for multiple classes, but we still have a high significance of rates of STDs, of teen pregnancies, etc. Pregnancy out of
think-
let me finish. So if your point of sex education was to accomplish those kind of things and reduce it, which hasn't resulted in that kind of results you wanted, that trend you wanted, right? My whole point is that even if you put a system in place like yours without any forceful or a law abiding responsibilities to that, it is still insignificant. Basically, it doesn't make a difference. That is where that is the flaw that me and you are disagree on, because I think the market should be unregulated. Like you shouldn't even counsel the way you want to counsel. Basically, that's where I believe the best one will come out on top.
I think you're also assuming, because have you actually done the studies that these things are ineffective in terms of actually, like, have we run the numbers from when people knew less about? So let's just say someone that doesn't know about the option of condoms and someone that does, the rate of them actually getting an STD in their lifetime. Have we run those numbers to know that the education or at least the knowing of it doesn't have any effect on whether they end up getting an STD or not?
I mean, this is when we decide.
I think you're jumping to conclusion.
This is when we can debate what is effective and what is ineffective. But this is going into a different direction.
Peter, you called it ineffective.
Yeah, I mean,
if you're going to call it ineffective,
I'm jumping to my assumption. I'm jumping to my assumption. I mean,
if you're assuming, how can you now call it with all your chest ineffective if you are making an assumption?
No, my whole point is that's an example I am giving. I'm not trying to say that.
So Peter, okay, so clarify yourself for people to know.
Okay,
he hasn't done any studies to know that this thing is actually defective.
No, it is.
Just talk.
I mean, the reason why I say it's ineffective because a lot of people yearly get STDs. I mean,
but you just said it's an assumption.
Let's look at it.
Peter, you just say you're making an assumption.
I feel like we're
I'm
going
not saying that you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong or right. I'm just saying.
Well, I will die on this hill.
Peter, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying if you're making an assumption, let people know you're assuming.
I mean, Chisom, it's kind of like car crashes. In the United States, there's a record amount of car crashes, but we understand that there are certain amount of laws. I mean, you yourself, am I not right? There's a lot of car crashes. There's a lot of car crashes. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. There's a lot of car crashes in the United States. Don't they go through that same driver's test, or don't drive on this?
But we're not arguing whether the driving test
but
is
it's kind of like
or not.
it's kind of like the same thing. It's like, they advise you, don't drive over the speed limit. You drive over the speed limit and you get fucked. You feel me? It's kind of like that.
But Peter, that has nothing to do with it. Like, if we're going to use that to measure the effectiveness of what they're going to be like, okay, back in the days, no one had. Okay, Peter, let me finish what I'm saying. let me talk about that your point before you cut me off. If you're going to talk about the car crash situation, you're going to be like, okay, back in the days, no one got driving training, right? We just threw people on the road, and the rate of car crash was 20%. Now that people are getting driving training and we're making sure that people get their licenses right and everything, the rate of car crash is still 20%.
Yes.
Then we can be like, okay, it is ineffective.
Yes. Do you know what they did?
Right. But the example you
no. That example you just said right there is why they require the law for you to have a seatbelt. And it's illegal not to have your seatbelt when you're driving. That is exactly. So you can educate someone, you can talk to someone, don't drive over this 50, don't drive over 100, don't do this. But if you don't have a law enforcing them and legally abiding them not to do this, people will still do it. That's my whole point. It's kind of like healthy food. There's an example let me finish. There's a study about healthy food, right? We're going so off topic, but let me give an example.
Yeah.
There's a study about healthy food, right? They have like certain amount of subjects. This was conducted like by a researcher and stuff like that. It's like you can educate people about healthy food, right? You can talk to them and just let them go, and you see the difference they make. Majority of the people don't change. But if you force the people to read every day about the casualties of what they're doing and like benefits of health, if you force them to do that, 90% of them actually start enforcing those practices, if that makes sense. It's
Doesn't
kind.
really make sense
It's
to me.
kind of like. It's kind of like.
Wait, hold on. You said you can educate them,
So you can tell someone like.
and they walk
You can
away.
tell someone a study, right? In this
Yes.
healthy study, it's like there are
Mhm.
there are two subject matters, right?
Oh, okay. So you can just throw a fact to them.
You
is what
no,
you're
you
saying.
give you show them a video. You show them you tell them like, oh, if it's done, it's kind of like smoking, right? Or, let me even go to smoking. We're jumping around, but let me just focus on this food one. It's kind of
Yeah.
like this food one. Like you tell them like, yo, like okay, like eating sugar and spices and stuff like that isn't good for you. And you tell them like all the health benefits of you eating broccoli, blah 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 blah, right? This is the test subject, and you now monitor over them over a 5-month period. How many people change their behaviors, right? Then you now go to this other subject groups, right? Where you force them actually to do all these kind of things and learn about it every day, right?
Wait,
Constantly.
you force them. You force them to do what exactly? Like, what's different from the first group and the second group?
The difference between first group and the second group is that you don't enforce them to study the different health materials every day. About their health. Yeah.
So are you arguing that laws are more effective than systems?
I'm not I'm arguing that more. I'm trying to say that like there are
let me
certain
not say systems. Let me not say systems, because law is also a form of system, right?
Yeah.
But are you arguing that laws are more effective than suggestions?
yes, laws are more effective than suggestions.
I agree with you,
Yeah.
but that's not what we're arguing, though.
I mean, but your system is a suggestion though.
My system is a suggestion.
Yes.
And I'm not arguing that laws are more like the system will be
And I'm trying
more
and,
effective than the law.
what I'm trying to say that is
What you are saying is that it is ineffective.
Okay,
right?
okay,
So being ineffective
okay
is not in comparison to the law. It's
Okay.
in comparison to where we were before and where we are now.
Okay.
When we added in the system.
I mean that's why I personally feel that like when you add the law, a law is more effective in that way because of the suggestion is ineffective.
Yeah, but if we now go back to the topic at hand, I was like, I think we should come up with a system of counseling.
Mm-hmm.
So are you saying you think we should come up with a law of counseling?
No, I think it's unregulated.
Alright, cool.
My whole point
Alright,
is that
cool.
the system.
Okay, cool,
and my
cool,
whole
cool,
point is
cool.
that it's still ineffective, though. That's my whole point.
Cool. But being ineffective now means that when we establish a system, right?
A suggested system.
A suggested system. We haven't made any progress at all.
I mean, you can make progress,
From
but
when-
you have to determine how effective.
So
and
if we're
ineffective
making
it is.
progress, how can you now call it defective?
But I will feel it ineffective. You feel it effective.
Wait. Okay, let's take out your feelings.
Okay.
If your progress is 1%,
Okay.
is that something? Is that like something that has at least been somewhat effective or not?
No, it's ineffective
Ah,
because of you. Okay, let me give you an
Peter,
example.
you are 0 now. You are at what?
No. Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example.
No, wait.
Because
Give you an example.
it's what your effectiveness, what you define as effective. You right? You
Okay.
right? Like, let's say that you kill. So the rate of deaths right in America is 2.1, right, and the death rate is per 1,000 persons, but the death rate is 2.9. So that means you're losing. Right, you're losing more people than you're giving birth. But let's say that you put a suggestion right, and you drop it down to 2.5, and you're not still losing more people. Your whole point of you reducing that so you can have more births than deaths, right? So that's my whole point. Like, if you reduce something by 1%, but it's not achieving where you want to be, it's still ineffective.
Oh yeah, hold on. If you go back, because you said that very fast, right? You said that the birth rate before was 2%.
Let's say it's 2.1 per 1,000
2.1%. The
people.
death rate is 2.9.
2.9. Then you give a
Right,
suggestion, and it
give it a
becomes
suggestion.
2.5.
What becomes 2.5?
The death rate. So it
The
goes from
death rate becomes
2.9 to 2.5. But
Okay.
but you're still above the birth rate.
But now you're less above than you were before.
Would you call it effective? Would you?
I'll say it's helping.
Oh my gosh.
I won't say it's pointless. Now, okay,
Okay. It's not pointless.
Peter, hold on.
It's
Now,
not
Peter,
pointless. I'm not saying it's
Peter,
pointless.
hold on. No,
I'm
Peter,
saying it's
hold on,
not
Peter, hold on.
effective.
Peter, when you say something is ineffective, you're pretty much essentially saying it's
No,
pointless.
that's not true. That's not true. You can
Okay,
have
hold on.
you can have an effective way of doing something, but you still accomplish that task.
Wait, hold on.
Yes or
right?
no?
if you're arguing that establishing a law will be more effective than the system, because you are saying that no, we should just scratch the system completely, right? So you are saying that suggestion that brought us down to 2.5, I'd rather not have any suggestion at all
Yes.
than have that.
Yes. I'm
just like, what is that then?
Because of it's ineffective
Like,
of what
what
you're
is
trying to
that?
accomplish. If you're going
No.
to suggest a point of rules, right? If you're going to suggest something, this is the debate of
American set of laws and suggestions and stuff like that, abiding principles. But to me, if you're going to have a bunch of suggestions, it's like suggesting, oh, American companies, please don't pollute against a certain levels. Most American companies are going to still pollute against that level. That suggestion was ineffective.
Peter, we're going back to laws versus suggestion.
But my whole point is that it's ineffective.
Hold on, look at it.
My whole point is that your system will be ineffective because no one. It's not a binding principle. You understand what I'm trying to say? It's not a binding principle.
Let's come back and relate this argument to the topic at hand.
Okay.
Right? If we relate it back to the topic at hand, we're talking about cancel culture. Right? There's not going to be a law. It will never happen. Well, let me say it never happen.
It won't happen because of the United States.
There won't be a law that would be like, okay, you must cancel someone when they do X, Y, Z. That is never going to happen. Right? What we're talking about with cancel culture, the point of us even talking about this podcast at all, because if you're saying that, then even us talking about this topic is really ineffective, honestly.
Yes.
Like, what's the point of us doing this?
I mean,
so what we're doing here is just really pointless. Like, there's not.
No. The
point of us talking about it. Wait, hold on.
You're misinterpreting what I'm trying to say.
Peter, hold on.
You're misinterpreting what I'm trying to say.
Let me land. Right. The point of us even talking about cancel culture in the first place is not to establish a law about cancel culture. It's to hope to educate people on the good and the bad.
Yes, to have a conversation.
Yeah, exactly. Have a conversation, and that conversation is now meant to evoke change. Yes or yes?
I won't say invoke.
Yes or yes?
It's meant to stimulate your mind.
It's meant to stimulate your mind,
but it's meant to stimulate your mind. And then when it stimulates your mind, what's the end goal of that? To make a more informed decision. Yes or yes?
So why are you going with this? Continue. Land.
Answer the question. When you stimulate your mind, the point is to what?
What is this?
Just answer it now. Answer it.
Okay, when you stimulate my mind, it can either be, I can get more useful information, I can get more less useful information.
Okay, cool. But the point is, you're trying to educate people more.
It depends.
I'm not going to be like, because we didn't make this the law, it's ineffective.
It depends on your quality of information and the quality of your system. At the end of the day.
But the point of it still remains the same, right? So when I say the point is the same. Whether you achieved it or not is different. I'm not saying they achieved the results.
Okay.
Like, God knows how many people are going to watch this.
Isn't the result the whole point of doing that though?
The point is to achieve a result.
Yes, but you didn't achieve the result.
But if you
won't you change
but the thing is,
act of what you're doing?
Focus, you can, that's what I'm saying. You can change it.
so my own suggestion is that, let me finish. Let me land. Okay. You just said that, okay, you want to stimulate something, right? So you can make a more informed decision, right? To affect change, right? Effect change. My whole point is that you want to effect change. That is the goal, right?
Yep.
My whole point is that your process of you doing that is ineffective. Let us have a different path. That is my whole argument.
That was not your argument.
That is literally
your argument.
Wait. Let me land. Let me remind you.
No.
But we're gonna argue this shit.
We're gonna argue this shit.
Let me finish. My suggestion. Look at what I said. I said that I rather have no regulation, right? Than this thing. But if we're going to have suggestions or a system in place, it should be by law. That is what I said. That is my own opinion, right? But you are saying that, like, this is where we disagree. You know, I said that, and I said that your suggestion of just having a suggestive system, to me, it's ineffective. I just rather have no system in place.
Okay, exactly.
That's my own point of view.
That was actually your argument. So your argument wasn't we should take a different path. Your argument was we shouldn't have any paths.
No, because in the context of America, yes. I stand by that.
Peter, your argument was we shouldn't have any path. Your argument wasn't we should take a different path.
No, I said I stand by that. In the United States of America, where we know that the set of laws will not even allow you to have a system in place for cancel culture, I definitely agree with that. I'd rather have no regulation than a suggestive.
I mean, you can have a system. All you have to do is just educate people more.
Okay, I mean, okay.
Right. At the end of the day, like when we're doing all these, okay, like don't be racist, don't be this, don't be that. It's not a law, but the point of it is to reduce, to not be racist,
to have an act of racism.
Calling someone nigger can be considered being racist.
Yeah, but that is that's what I'm saying. That is not an act of racism. Actually, you know what? I don't.
It is. Well, okay. Let me say, to a certain degree, being racist is not illegal. All you have to do is just respect someone's right, Sha. That's just what it is. Yeah. Respect their rights. You can be racist in your house. But the point is to create a generation that is not even racist.
Yeah.
Right. So that when we're having all this,
I mean, that's why we have sets of laws,
inclusion, that one.
That's why we have laws.
Now the laws are obviously going to be more effective because there is more to lose. If that's what I feel like we've all agreed that yes, law is the ultimate. If you're trying to make, that's why dictatorships are easy. You're a dictator. You're the law. You're the rule. You're the everything. So obviously, if that's the case, then yes. But in a system, in a society where we know that is not possible, the next best alternative is to now educate people to align with your line of thinking. It's the same way. It's like trying to convince someone to change religion.
But my whole point is that I feel that the best opinions or the best ideas or the best supposedly system will come out naturally from an unregulated market. Like that's what the best process.
Hold on, Peter, what is really the product
of council
from like let's just say the system is, the market is left unregulated, there's nothing happening, blah blah blah. What is really the product of, like, should I say, like, public opinion?
What? I don't even understand your question.
You said that the best results will come out from an unregulated market.
An unregulated market of council culture.
Yes. Exactly. An unregulated market of council culture. Yes. But we're here today sitting down complaining about the same council culture.
No, but we're complaining about
obviously, naturally...
we're complaining about the ineffective ones.
Wait, hold on.
We're complaining about the ineffective ones. What? Are we not?
We're complaining about the good. We're talking about the good and bad of council culture.
Yes, and
right.
And
cool. Cool. And I was like, yo, in order for this council culture to be better, we should make a system. You said no.
I disagree because of I don't think.
You said no, right? And I was like, okay, why? And you said you think it's just better for it to be left to the way it is right now because it will naturally get to the point of optimum effectiveness.
No. It will naturally.
That's what you said.
No, I didn't say that. I said that the selective cancellations, the best of the best will do what they're supposed to do, and the trash ones will do what they're not supposed to do.
So
that's the way it is.
How
that's
they want to cancel.
So people will decide how they want to, exactly. Putting a system in place might not be able to achieve the height of what actual effectiveness you want to reach, right?
But
you suggest one, right?
What I suggested, right, was we should educate people on how better to counsel people, right? So like it's kind of like me taking someone seriously when they come to me. It's like, okay, I need help with this, and I've heard 50 other people doing the same exact thing.
Do you know?
I'm less likely to take them seriously.
All right. Do you know why I'm saying this? It's just like we can go back to the sex reference.
Okay. Right.
We know that the best answer for not catching all these STDs and stuff is to stay abstinence. Is to not have sex at all. Right. We know people are still going to do it. Right. So that's why we suggest condoms. We suggest all bed control and contraception and stuff like that. One whole point is that people still fucking do these kind of things. I mean, I don't want to expose myself here, but like me myself, you feel me?
You don't have to expose yourself. You don't have to expose yourself. You don't have to expose yourself.
But you know, I know the suggestions. You feel me? But sometimes boys be moving mad. You feel me? Mans be moving mad. But my whole point is that you can tell someone, suggest, you can, like, there doesn't need to be a system. You know what I mean? Me personally, I know the ideas that, like, I don't know how else to say this. The best advice, the best advice and the best process will win. That's all I have to say.
What I'm saying is, like, what you're suggesting, for you use the sex example, you just pretty much
your suggestion is still basically unregulated.
It's unregulated, yes. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, you're like, okay, you know what? Let's just leave everything. There's no point even educating people. There's no point in someone correcting you. Let's just say, Peter, today you came to me. I'm just like, you know what? I think people should be having sex role.
But how would you know your education system is right? Your system of this thing is right.
I mean, that's why you have checks and balances, right? You're not the ultimate authority, and that's why you haven't made rules and regulation. So if it's wrong, it now depends on your end result. If your end result is to reduce the number of STDs and all that, and I've implemented all my suggestions, and people have followed them, and it's not reducing their possibility of getting STDs, then obviously I know my system is wrong. right? And that's how you check it. But it's
So
not the law.
we're just basically.
But
well, you know what?
But what I'm saying is this, right? Like, just cause Peter, some people decide to have sex raw,
yeah.
doesn't mean you will now be like, you know what? There's no point even telling them the
No,
right
no,
thing
no,
to
you-
do.
ma-
There's
no,
point
that's
even
not what I'm
saying
saying.
that,
That's not what I
okay,
said.
Before
That's
you
not what I
do
said.
it,
That's not what I
wrap
said.
up, do this, do
That's not what I
that, do that,
said.
do that.
That's what I said. I said that I basically say that if you leave.
I feel like we've got back this. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. But yes, it's like, Peter, okay.
Honestly, this is the last one.
Argument.
This is the last one. This is the last one. This is
the.
the. Sorry, Bole. I know I've been talking too much. But this is what I'm trying to say. That like the unregulated market, because technically, what your suggesting system is unregulated. But my whole point is that like the sex thing, we know the best method because of everyone has experimented, people has experimented, and they figured out the best method.
Because
of
someone tried to establish a system when there was none.
Okay, yeah. Someone's actually,
and now people have now experimented that system, right? People have now experimented that system.
That is very true. But technically, it is unregulated, so we're both right.
It is still unregulated, yes.
We're both right. I
I
think we're just gallivanting.
Peter, at the beginning, I was like, I'm not making a law.
Okay.
We're gallivanting too much. Jesus Christ.
All right, that's cancel culture, man. For you right there.
Honestly, we should get cancelled for this shit.
Oh my god.
Peter, I'm cancelling you.
Why should I get cancelled?
I'm cancelling you.
Why should I get cancelled?
I didn't say you should get. I said
honestly,
I'm cancelling you.
You know what? Like, I think me and Chiso, I think we clearly understand what we're trying to say right now. That's the whole point. You see, that is the beauty of not canceling someone. You get to talk to them. I explain to them clearly what you want. Exactly. Simple and short.
Oh man, yo, Bole, I apologize. Honestly, that was bad.
Well, I was like, what the fuck are these boys doing, man?
5 minutes in, I didn't even know what we were talking about anymore.
We're talking about STDs.
STDs, Christians canceling people. Also,
this episode isn't even cancel culture anymore.
The episode is just vibes. Just so Peter argue.
This is vibes. Honestly,
this is how
just remove me from this episode. Just
this is how we are choosing to argue in real life. We can sit down here and argue for 2 hours just on the same bloody topic, just back and forth.
The argument didn't even make sense.
Oh my god. Look, Jesus Christ. I hope something at least makes sense to someone out there.
Yeah.
Like, if you actually sat through this whole argument, the throw MVP.
Yes.
I need you to
DM tell us who was right.
Yeah, I need you.
It was
I
me.
think we should. I think we should give them a present. If someone actually watches the episodes to this point, DM me. I'll send you something. I'm dead ass. If you actually listen to all that rubbish.
Oh my god.
DM me, I'll send you something. But, I'm dead ass.
Yeah, but I mean,
because that'd be too fun, right there.
I think we're thinking of it in two different ways. That system, that suggested system. I think we're thinking of it in two different ways.
I think when you heard system, you thought I was talking about like something like it's almost like
education. You know what I mean? I mean,
it is education, but I think you just thought that I was like trying to just be very menial with it.
What I'm trying to say is like what I was thinking of systems is like not law abiding. Like basically like how the government says by the year of 2025 what do you call it? Car companies, please reduce your emissions by so and so. It's a suggestion. It's not a law binding. That's where I was thinking about it. But you were thinking about it like, the actual, best process or best systems. We should suggest it, which is right. Which is right.
Yeah.
But that's the whole point of the unregulated market, to have that kind of result. You feel me? But like to me, for me, when you think of system, I think of the government implementing it. That's why what went straight into my head.
Oh no!
Right?
To me, it's the people.
Okay,
right, it's the people.
Yeah.
Because we're the ones that do the counseling. Right, the government doesn't necessarily counsel people. That's where my mind was focused on. Right, but
Bole, you get us right
this
now.
One here.
Bole clearly understands it. I can see it in her eyes.
I think Bole is on my side.
Bole is on my
Bole,
side.
if you had to cancel one person, choose someone, Peter, who would you cancel?
Both of you. I'll cancel this episode.
Oh, but thank you so much. If you actually stuck with us to this point, you're the true MVP. I'm not gonna lie to you. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
I don't wanted to give up. When I did not wanted to give up, I was like, nah,
because this is going online. You know what oh man, but please still tell your parents to watch. Tell all the people you've cancelled. Uncounsel them and suggest this episode for them. Let them see and maybe they can learn a thing or two.
Actually, we
before
didn't even give a suggestion of what we feel cancel culture should do, because we discussed on the system. So
that's what I was trying to do, but then we now started arguing about system, because I was like, I think we should make a system for cancel culture. Then we started arguing about system. You do you want to do that real quick?
Yeah, let's
like,
just do that real
our
quick. Let's
20
do
minutes?
that. I mean,
Yeah.
we already got, so let's go further in this shit, bro. Alright, but yeah, do you have any suggestion?
The way my brain is just.
Oh my god.
It's just like goddamn. Oh, I can start. I can say something, right? I'll just say this, just so we don't go into the arguments again.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be too quick to jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
Try to at least do some research.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say.
Mm-hmm. My suggestion is just live your life, bro. Like the point, like honestly, there's really no point of canceling people. I mean, to me, I feel that like people who are living their life, who are trying to achieve something,
Do it for you.
Yeah, people who are trying to achieve something, like they're not focused on out there trying to cancel people. That's personally, like,
True.
if you're making the big bucks, the big money, I mean, people want to cancel you. That's the whole point. So be that big person, that people want to
be
cancel.
the one that people want to cancel.
Exactly. Facts.
Don't be the canceler.
Straight fact.
I like that.
I'll say, if you're into canceling people, be consistent with your canceling. If you're canceling Chris Brown, cancel Fabulous. If you're canceling Tory Lanez, cancel the baby. If you're canceling the baby, cancel Chick-fil-A, because they're all the same. Stop with the picking and choosing.
Facts. Like, you can't just say 1 month. Like, I'm not going to order Chick-fil-A, but the next month you're out there doing the madness. But they haven't changed their rules.
People should be cancelled for that. I think we should take away people's cancellation card. You know, when they mess up. Oh, well, I'm just messing around. But thank you so much for sticking with us with another episode of the Afro Journal.
In the link below, just tell us who was right about the systems, the suggested systems, and the regulated market.
Actually, yes, I want to hear.
I want to hear your opinions, fam.
I want to hear it. The Bole, please take us over with the proverb.
The proverb for this week is: if a child washes his hands, he could eat with kings. If you wash your hands, you can eat with kings. Come by next week to hear the interpretation.
Don't worry, next week's episode is not going to be this,
it'll be more structured.
It'll be more structured,
It'll be more systematic.
I know.
It'll
be very unregulated. You feel me?
This is not unregulated one, right?
No. The best ideas will come out the top. This best system of questions will come out the top. Yeah.
Let's not argue about that.
I think this is our first actual argument on the podcast.
Yeah. The one we actually follow through. We just kind of like, let's not do this one.
Yeah. I wasn't willing to let this one go though. Alright, let's go into it.
It's your systematic boy. You structure, your calm in the storm. Chisom AGK, man, Jerry.
It is your unregulated. Okafor. Oh, sorry, I started before you.
This boy.
Very poor system for me.
Right, just go.
It is your boy Peter Nkechuke Chibuzo Aliogo. Unregulated vibes.
Poor system.
It's your girl.
I said unregulated.
Are you done? Are you finished?
I'm done.
Because the way this episode needs to end. It's your unproblematic girl. Bole Tisi Benekume.
Oh, we out.
I'm so sorry, guys.